So if you look up the best school districts in all of Minnesota and you're looking for a city to call home, you'll probably end up looking at Plymouth, Minnesota. We're about 20 minutes west of Minneapolis, and today we're going to cover the pros and cons of family lifestyle living right here in Plymouth, Minnesota. So the number one pro why anyone would choose to make Plymouth their place of home is because they've got the #1 school district in the state. And if you've watched any other videos, you know I've talked about this like many times, but today we're gonna go a little bit deeper. So for some context, I'm gonna provide a mind-boggling stat. Wayzata has the #1 public high school in Minnesota. It has the 1, 2, and 3 best middle schools in Minnesota, and all 5 of their elementary schools are within the top 10 in Minnesota. So it is a very big deal going to school in this school district. So another thing that makes this high school so special is just what they do different. I was having a conversation with one of my personal buddies the other day, and he was mentioning that they had a business class that took up half of the day, where they would learn about the business for the first half of the day, and then the second half of the class, they would actually apply what they learned to a real local business. And on top of that, I think they have a caribou inside the campus. I heard that, I'm pretty sure it's true. The second pro of living in Plymouth is going to be the picturesque parks and trails. Like right now, we are at French Park, walking next to Medicine Lake, and it's like storybook material, especially this time of year. Right now it's October, it's about 60 degrees outside. The leaves are falling, kids are running around, great fishing. It just feels like you should be a lot further out from the city than you really are. We're only about 17 minutes from downtown Minneapolis, and you can come enjoy this nature pretty much at every corner of Plymouth, no matter which neighborhood you live in. Pro number 3 to living in Plymouth is going to be safety. Plymouth has some of the lowest crime scores in the entire state, and my personal touch on this is that I'm actually a Plymouth resident, and I walk my dogs all the time. I never feel the need to look over my shoulder. It's kind of just got that like well-manicured feel that you want when you're walking around in a suburb. And I did jump on neighborhoodscout.com just to verify that these stats are actually backed up. And it's looking here like you have a 1 in 1,192 chance to be a victim of violent crime while living in Plymouth. The odds are vastly stacked against you of something truly bad happening here in Plymouth. Of course, things happen everywhere, but to be 20 minutes from the city and have that level of safety is truly, truly a luxury. But all the perks of living in this beautiful suburb don't come without a literal cost, right? And so cost of living is a little bit higher here in Plymouth, with a median owner-occupied home value of about $480,000. As you can see, there's quite a lot of mansions here in Wayzata. There's also a good amount of starter homes, townhomes, new construction. It definitely covers the board well as a very, very strong rental market. So for con number 2, we've got lack of public transport. So if you're not from Plymouth, or you're coming from another major metropolitan area, you might be used to taking the bus, jumping on the train, even biking to your morning commute, you know, whether you go to the gym or whether you go to work. Plymouth, not really like that. I think I saw a stat, 96% of all Plymouth residents rely on a vehicle for their daily commute. So it is walkable, it's just not necessarily concise. So you can't really get places that quickly without your car. Getting into con number 3 for Plymouth, unlike a lot of its neighboring cities like Minnetonka or Maple Grove that have true shopping centers and places to go out, Plymouth kind of lacks in that department. It's much more known for its neighborhoods, its schools and communities, not really as much known for the amenities. So in summary, the argument for living in Plymouth is, in short, the best school district in Minnesota, a great amount of outdoor space, and a great amount of safety for its residents. And the cons on the flip side of that are elevated cost of living, lack of a true downtown area, and lack of public transport. I'm really curious, it's known for being one of the most posh and luxurious suburbs in all of Minnesota. I'm curious what you guys would rate it on a scale of 1 to 10 based on what you've seen in this video. Drop it in the comments below for other people to see, and for my own personal feedback, I'll see you guys in the next video.